Hey people, it's Friday the 15th of August. Good morning. And my usual, still got on vertigo. Another day. Cheers. I just finished watching Mr. Michael P. Dawson, who I enjoy greatly. Were you ever a teacher, Michael? Were you ever a college professor? Because you certainly could have been, could be still. I love the way you describe things and your use of words. But I noticed that at the beginning of his video, and I've noticed this on some other videos I was watching yesterday, people are censoring the word gay, and YouTube is actually telling people you're going to be censored. I didn't receive that notice. I don't care about it. I'm not monetized, so if I curse, it's because it's what came out. It just strikes me as very bizarre the direction the world is going in, especially the United States, when we have these open, criminal-minded, horrible people running the government, stomping all over people's personal freedoms. It makes no sense. It really irks me. So that's why I'm happy for my personal focus in life and my immediate circle of family and friends. Cheers, everyone, family and friends. Hope everyone's doing well. In the comments yesterday, I heard from, is it Gunnar, who also has, yes, tinnitus. Yesterday was an awful day. Today is much better. I'm sorry that you don't get at least a dip every now and then. Earlier this week was I had a couple of days of wonderful quiet. Today is not as bad as yesterday, but it's not a golden day, damn it. Someone else shared news about their dad, I don't know why they're saying they're sorry to me. That's weird, okay? If you see this, your comment strikes me as weird. Hope your dad will be okay. Yeah, anything else? Yes, we all would do well to put some light into this darkness, okay? We all would. No cats this morning. Wonderful to see the response to Klaus Doldinger, and I meant to pull, and if it's not too bad, I'm going to pull him. I was going to pull my passport. Passport is a band that I have a collection of, partially because of economics. Their records cut out and go into the used sections, and so over the years, it's like, I'm always seeing Passport records, so I buy them, and they're actually good. They're good. I didn't do a lot of listening yesterday. I did a lot of watching yesterday. Yesterday was one of those times when I got on a jag. A couple of different channels where they were, sometimes it'll just catch me. And the way the person, come on, computer, I do need a new computer. The way the person was describing doing these biographies kept my interest. And so yesterday I watched about the Bomb Squad and Public Enemy, DJ Shadow. Actually, the DJ Shadow, caused me to pull the album, because I remember when this came out, first encountering it on one of MTV's night shows, AMP, and noticing the sample right away of Pekka Pajola. And I have to agree that, this was a groundbreaking record of music made completely out of samples. But I've done it since, or I was doing it around the same time as well. My two Sonospheres albums are primarily samples. Not 100%, but largely I use samples making those records. So I watched that. Who else did I watch? The Fall of Machine Gun Kelly. What Happened to the Artist of Bad Boy Records? Lil' Kim. I watched about her. Akon. Black Eyed Peas. KRS-One. Yeah, I do. Snoop Dogg. I do like the story of music. I'm interested in it. And I do watch regularly certain folks like Rick Beato, his latest interview with Matt Pinfield, who I have met. Second time I played at South by Southwest, I got to hang for just a short time with Matt Pinfield. It was an eye-opener to see just how popular and how big of a personality he is. He would go through periods of being mobbed during South by Southwest. It was interesting. Someone else asked me about Tim Buckley and Jeff Buckley, and I said, well, watch me tomorrow. And so the reason why I said it is because I wanted to answer it like this. So when I don't have any Jeff Buckley, I recognize his talent, and it was very bizarre how he and his dad both died young. But some voices do attract me, and I'll buy the records because I like the voice. Jeff Buckley's voice was amazing, but it didn't speak to me. I do have Tim Buckley, and what I want to and I don't listen to these records hardly ever. There was a time when I was listening to Tim Buckley, but I think what I'd like to explain here is, as I've grown up watching music, the scene worldwide, it was important to me to find out about the artists that are important, people who have done things of significance, whether or not they were stars. That's not what I mean by significance. I mean musically significant. And it's pretty obvious that Tim Buckley, with his soaring voice, his unconventional approach to his songwriting at times, and how he didn't play the star system. I paid attention to that. The album of his that I have that honestly fits mostly into my history is this one, because it's the first one of his that I ever owned. Found it used. I'm gonna open it up. Hello and Goodbye. I love it. Goodbye and Hello. I love this album. Found it years ago, water damaged. I tried to salvage it, taped it, lovingly taped it, scrubbed it to get the mold minimized. This album has songs that I love on it, and it's old red. It's not gold, but it's old red Electra. My eyes are not going, but it's like, that's it, yes. Side 2, Once I Was, and then it's the whole side. Significant and important artist that we lost early on. So I have several of his albums. I'll probably endeavor to play something today. He's sad. He wouldn't play the star game, but as you can see, he was an attractive man, which has a lot to do with the business and making it. I was watching the documentary about Craig Mack, who was with Bad Boy for a while, and how even after success, the fact that he's not a photogenic person, people, dogged him about his looks. That's cold-blooded. People are so damned shallow. And here is, it's interesting that this was on Frank Zappa's label. Look at the Fool, because it's on Discreet. I have yet to listen to this album and enjoy it. It's like, what the? I'm just going to just do it. What the fuck was he thinking when he did this? I have to play this again to give it another shot, because every time I played it, it's like, I don't know why y'all made this record. It strikes me as really pretty awful. And then this one, pretty experimental or just jazzy out there, Lorca. He had a powerful voice, and his son Jeff did too. And he was daring. He took chances with his voice. It's pretty cool. Cheers, people. So just a quick recap on other things. Yesterday, even though it was a shitty day for my ears, it's a little better today. Nowhere near golden. I ended up working just a little bit on music. And it's a lifesaver. That's all I gotta say. It's a lifesaver. The one record that got played yesterday was this. Japanese band, Apsaris. I think this is the only record they ever made. I tried to find out about them. Interestingly, at one time they were called Traveling Band, some kind of traveling band, but not Flower Traveling Band, and no relation. Now I can see where this album didn't do anything, because there's really only 2 tracks on it that I think are memorable, and several things are just like they just keep going on, and they don't go up or down. They just start, and then the end, they play well, but it's like nothing happened. What got me to buy this is again, look at the cover. Isn't that beautiful? And I found it used, and the longest track on the album, whatever the title of it is, it's all in Japanese, saves it. I actually listened to the song twice yesterday, because it's one that's kind of on, if I made a playlist of Dereck's favorites, that song from here, Apsaris, would go on it. Sitting out, when I grabbed some A's, this was the first Art Ensemble album I ever owned, actually, Phase 1. This came out in 1973. Somehow I was able to acquire a white label promo of this. I don't remember if it was through the downbeat writer Will Smith, or possibly through Will Smith. Will Smith is an Omahan music critic who's long been gone, but used to be a music reviewer and writer for Downbeat magazine, and he worked at the local newspaper here, World Herald, where I worked as a security guard along with my dad for a while. And Will Smith knew who my dad was, and so they were always, and I've told the story where one time a friend of Will's was selling his collection, rare jazz, and we got records for a steal. That's when I got the Elvis Coltrane Cosmic Music first edition. It goes for upwards of $1,000 now. I got it for no more than $25, even at that time. And at that time, $25 was a lot of money for a guy like me. Just brought that up. But Art Ensemble, one of the greatest bands of all time, they are. So I did come across something that I wanted to mention that I thought was super cool. I hope I can find it. This some more Japanese people. I do like Japanese culture. Ain't gonna lie. Hopefully it's something to do with tape ensemble, magnetic tape ensemble, where they have created these instruments with tape recorders and bowed instruments. I'm not catching it here in my history, but I watched them yesterday and was like, this is innovative. I've never seen anyone do this before. Literally, well, Laurie Anderson. Okay, so they probably got the idea from her. But the way they made literally bamboo poles with tape, and they're playing the reels of tape on the machines, interfaced with a keyboard. I said, that is different. And then on top of it, the music they were making with it was unique. Magnetic Tape Ensemble, I think is the name of it. I try to be peeping stuff happening in the world. I sure do. So that's what's going on, people. I hope it's a good day for you. I hope it's a good weekend for you. I think love and self-respect is really important these days, and also having some people around you who are well balanced or trying to be. I hope you have good people in your lives, because the only thing I want to say about what's happening in the world is that it is so unfortunate that money and the bottom line ruins everything. The reason why we're dealing with this madness with politics is because media is corporate owned, and corporate owned media is more concerned about that bottom line of profit. So they'll keep shoving the madness of Washington, D.C. in our faces for clickbait, rather than rising to the occasion and doing something to try to help clear up this mess. Corporate media has the power financially as well as technologically, that they could be part of the solution that needs to happen, that isn't going to happen in my lifetime. That's all I want to say about that. So let the music play. I hope you have good thoughts to share with me. I hope you have a good day and a good weekend.